Chapter 21. Standards for those wishing to practice the Zen Sect Buddhism. A person who wishes to practice Zen Sect Buddhism must possess 6 fundamental qualities. 1. Their intellect must be truly clear and sharp. 2. Anything they believe in or do must be strictly practical and scientific. 3. They must not believe in anything they have not clearly verified. 4. They must absolutely not believe in transmediumship, spirit possession, or those who borrow a body to speak. Why? Because these body-possessing spirits are beings who live outside the laws of cause and effect and reincarnation of this earth. 5. They must not believe in vague or ambiguous words. 6. They must not listen to the teachings of those who do not understand what enlightenment and liberation truly are. The following 6 types of people are certain to sabotage Zen Sect Buddhism. Type 1. Those who claim a supreme being told them to practice Zen Sect Buddhism. Type 2. Those who boast of frequently seeing the forms of Buddhas or Bodhisattvas. Type 3. Those who claim they were sent down to the mortal realm by Buddhas or Bodhisattvas to save the people and the world. Type 4. Those who wander from place to preach Zen Sect Buddhism. Type 5. Those who dream that they have become a Bodhisattva or a Buddha. Type 6. Those who often recite poetry or verses, claiming that a Buddha or Bodhisattva told them to support Zen Sect Buddhism. These 6 types of people are not permitted to join the management board of a Zen Sect pagoda. Why? Because these individuals are manipulated by beings living outside the cycle of cause and effect to enter, waiting for an opportunity to destroy Zen Sect Buddhism later on. Chapter 22. The verses secretly transmitted by the Buddha in the Zen Sect Buddhism. The 44-line verse. The Zen flower bloomed at Draka Peak. Among 1,250, only one did it seek. Mahakassapa saw the flower fresh and bright. As soon as he saw it, he smiled at the sight. Mahakassapa looked upon the flowery spray. Realizing his seeing nature, a smile made its way. The Zen flower is beautiful, fresh, and fair. The seeing nature specially receives it there. Today this is the teaching that I give. If seeing is added to seeing, in rebirth you'll live. When seeing just see, let it simply be. Live with the seeing nature, from rebirth you are free. The moment the Zen flower meets your eyes, realize the seeing nature, for seeking is unwise. Even if you search throughout the mortal realm, whatever you find will not keep the helm. Just see without seeking, let your vision be. Seeing the lotus bloom brings tranquility. The true home is not something you find or chase. No visualization, no imagining is the old home's place. In Zen practice, do not choose the morning or the noon. Just knowing stillness is your ancient boon. It is not about sitting there in a silent bind, but seeing while just seeing, leaving the view behind. In Zen practice, do not speak of rich or poor. To return home, follow the rebirth cycle no more. A practitioner simply sees in such a way, transmitting through eons to recognize the spray. The compassion of Shakyamuni Buddha is vast. By the 30th century, the flower will not last. Entering the 25th century's light, a master shall receive and present the Zen flower's height, saying that in Shakyamuni's mystery record told, after 25 centuries, in the land of the dragon it shall unfold. People in the turbid eon long for this grace. Once the eon passes, they cannot see the flower's face. For this is Shakyamuni's mystery record clear. After 25 centuries, in the land of the dragon it will appear. By the 30th century, all hope will be gone. The Zen flower ends and its time here is done. My children, remember these words of your teacher. The Zen flower is most precious, the final feature. For those with great fortune and affinity so deep, the flow of the Zen source at this place shall cease to keep. The 92-line verse on the flow of the Zen source and the method of Zen sect practice. At Draka Peak, the Zen flower was shown. Jade, gold, and jewels are less than what is known. My children, when you see it, just leave it be. Simply seeing is the old home's decree. In Zen practice, do not choose the morning or the noon. Always seeing is your ancient, constant boon. Seeing in such a way, remain in stillness deep. If you add another view, in rebirth you shall keep. I teach you only to stop and remain. A forced seeing still keeps you in nirvana's chain. The mortal world cannot find peace or rest, because seeing follows seeing by rebirth oppressed. I teach you that it is time to cease and desist. Realize the seeing nature so peace may exist. After years of labor, sorrow, and weary strife, today I teach you the Zen flower, the essence of life. Though rivers run dry and the mountains decay, the light of the Zen flower blooms here today. Followed by 28 masters in a row, leading the Zen pulse to the east, letting it flow. First crossing the oceans and rivers so wide, through the red strait to shun the Khan sun tide. Entering the land of Viet to receive the grace, gaining provisions to reach the northern place. Following the current up the Yangtze's grand flow, to greet the emperor and the Zen source bestow. The king declared, "This master is insane." The patriarch took a boat across the seas again. In a vast forest, he hid in a place unknown. In the land of Northern Wei at Shaolin Zen was shown. Within a stone cave in stillness he did bide. 9 years of meditation waiting for a guide. One frail body, alone with a single hand, grasping the Zen source to spread across the land. Here comes the mystery record of Shakyamuni's way. For those with great affinity to realize the Zen today, the East shall no longer be frantic or blind. Thanks to the Zen source flowing for all mankind. That patriarch lived leisurely, free from any bond. Poisoned by others, he ended rebirth and passed beyond. From there, the Zen flowed without any pause. Through the northeast to Goryeo, spreading its laws. Crossing the eastern sea at once in its flight. Into the land of the rising sun. Staying in its light. But the heavenly affinity with Zen was not great. The bright Zen source had to run to the southern state. Over countless mountains and rivers it did go. Facing immense hardships to Tanglong it did flow. The king and subjects of the Viet land did wait. For the Zen source of Shakyamuni, the flow of fate. Today, the Zen has arrived in our nation's soul. The descendants of the dragon and fairy reached the goal. The king and subjects received it and left it be. Defeating northern invaders, letting Zen flow free. The homeland is beautiful, peaceful, and bright. The Zen source flowed up to Mount Yin's height. The king and the people ended sorrow and grief, establishing 2 more patriarchs for spiritual relief. Mount Yin is as beautiful as a painted view. The king in the land of the dragon rested his heart anew. For 100 years Zen flowed to every part, staying in the land of Hu through many a heart. Because the people of Viet were divided and torn. Thus the Zen source in this place was waylaid and forlorn. In the 20th century a master appeared. Receiving the pulse, a Zen pagoda he steered. But the nation was not yet at peace or at rest. He passed the Zen to his successors for the quest. When all people gather from near and from far, the Zen source pulse shall erupt like a star. Knowing that in Shakyamuni's mystery record told, after 25 centuries, in the land of the dragon it shall unfold. Together with one strength and a single heart, creating many means so the Zen pulse may start. May all people under heaven find peace in their soul, helping the Zen practitioners reach the Zen sect goal. The treasury of the right Dharma I within the heart. The wondrous nirvana is expanded in every part. The official Zen sect is established in this place. For those with great minds to pass down its grace. The Zen pulse has found enough affinity to spread, flowing to every region where the 5 oceans are led. Those who receive it shall end all sorrow and pain. For Zen possesses the wondrous nature of peace's gain. The Tathagata is satisfied with a joyful heart, recording that person's merit in the peaceful part. From the land of the dragon, it flows to the world's face. Whoever receives it shall find leisure and grace. The Zen sect resides everywhere in its light. The descendants of the dragon and fairy take pride in its height. The Tathagata's mystery record is dragon in its sign. There are those with great minds to continue the Tathagata's line. The 80-line verse teaching the Buddha nature. The Buddha pervades and covers everywhere. The true nature follows the Buddha to act there. Within the nature the Buddha teaches clearly. The seeing nature is in stillness, rising no thing merely. The hearing nature is in stillness at once. When knowing, just know that is the only response. The Dharma nature pervades and covers all. When a sound is emitted, the sound does not fall. The sound travels to every place and domain. But within the Dharma nature, it does not wane. If the sound should be emitted once more, it remains as clear as it was at the core. Do not think the original sound has fled. In this place it is never lost or dead. I shall show you this truth right now. like a fountain on the sea's surface somehow, when the form of water has surged on high, reaching its peak then falling back to lie. I teach you that you must always maintain. Remember this logic to let it explain. The Dharma nature is not in a distant land. It flows out from stillness beyond your hand. All the four elements also constantly flow. From the source of nature to everywhere they go. When entering the three realms to play and roam, drawn by physics far away from home, do not deliberate or think with your mind. The stillness natures are the nirvana you find. To leave the world's attraction and its pull, just stop and finish. Nirvana is full. The Tathagata speaks clearly from the heart. To follow the Buddha is from rebirth to depart. Whoever can accomplish this very feat, birth and death can no longer find you to meet. You who sit there in silence and remain, it is a useless effort that brings no gain. Listen to my teaching at this very hour. Achieve it, and your mind will find peaceful power. The Tathagata leaves behind this joy of old. For those in stillness nirvana's peace to hold. Instantly all hardships and sufferings shall end. The Tathagata shows the only path to transcend. Few have found other ways to explore. They are paths of pain far from your home's door. Even if you sit in meditation from morn till noon, without the way home you won't find the boon. You must strive to preserve and to hold. Realize you're seeing nature and you're hearing bold. The fundamental natures are the raft to use, to bring those in stillness home as they choose. In Zen practice do not choose the morning or day, neither sitting nor standing nor craving nirvana's way. Do not let your mind wander or stray far, searching through physics losing your home star. You must be determined with a solemn vow. If the truth is not reached, do not rise even now. The mind must be resolute and firm in its sight, until you attain it to guide others to light. Standing before the lamp's radiant glow, ask the lamp to witness the heart that you show. Zen Sect Nun Duc Thao's gratitude to the Buddha. Next, I offer my gratitude to you, my teacher, who used many means to be this Zen Gate's preacher. Naturally, all madness and delusion cease to be. Thank you, teacher, for this wondrous Zen decree. Once again I thank you, my virtuous teacher, for letting pure Zen stillness remain here as a feature. I shall speak to those with affinity and grace about the Zen teachings you passed to this place. I vow to preserve this Zen gate whole and true, helping all people find peace of mind anew. From now on I no longer wait or long for more, for stillness resides in my heart's very core. Once again I thank you, my virtuous teacher, for helping me reach this Zen gate's highest feature. Now I am free from all madness and delusion's sway. Thanks to the Buddha, who passed the Zen our way. We are determined with a heart of gold and light. Whoever wishes to awaken, I shall guide to the sight. I respectfully pray the Buddha. Have no worry or fear. I vow to repay your great merit, forever held dear. The Tathagata teaches the Buddha nature. The Buddha nature is neither of the present nor the past. The Buddha nature does not increase, decrease, or surplus cast. One sees birth and death lingering in a tangled line. If these two do not touch, the old home of nirvana shall shine. The Tathagata confirms the Zen awakening. At first, the Tathagata preached the wondrous way. You have thoroughly awakened to the depths where it lay. The Tathagata rejoices that you now understand. The wish-fulfilling jewel is not found in another land. The Tathagata teaches crossing the Yangtze tide to return to the Buddha realm. Thunderously the deluded consciousness rises. Rolling and surging the deluded nature disguises. They create a dividing shore, a wall so high, between birth and death and the unborn sky. Knowing this is but an illusory shore. Crossing over is easy, a struggle no more. Escaping the cycle of birth and death at last. Entering the ocean of the unborn vast. If one does not know, and grasps at the delusion, cause and effect and rebirth arrive in confusion. Pulled into the 6 realms of existence straightway, where yin and yang forces sweep you away. Failing to return to the original source, the demon king manages you with strict force. Condemned to a life of a servant's fate, an eternal slave in a lowly state, serving the ghosts and the demons' command, returning to the original source at hand, is a task that surely cannot be done, even if 10,000 Buddhas come as one, descending to this world to draw near. They might not be able to save you, I fear. Anyone who claims they can rescue your soul, is a great deceiver playing a lying role. You must stand up on your own 2 feet to cross the shore where birth and death meet. If you cannot cross and let the world be, in eternal sinking you shall never be free. The 80-line verse. The Tathagata's Zen awakening in Tushita heaven presented to Dipankara Buddha. The Buddha nature has existed since ancient days, but due to my ignorance I loved rebirth's ways. Searching for many years throughout my whole life, I could not find the way, pulled by rebirth strife. Dipankara Buddha did not teach anything at all, only taught stillness so rebirth would fall. At first I used effort to sit and remain in the heaven of stillness, eons of quiet to gain. Staying in stillness for too long one goes mad. When my karma ended I returned feeling glad, continuing to live in this Saha world of ours, dreaming of beautiful scenes and heavenly bowers. I performed all kinds of good deeds and merit, entering realms of 1,000 forms to inherit. Entering here, the scenery was wondrous and fair, indescribable beauty that only the self can aware. I stayed there forever until that life was through. 10,000 years passed and thoughts ended too. Returning to the mortal realm once again, entering the desire realm for 1,000-year reign, living out that lifespan in a silent, slow way, returning to earth as a deity, seeking food each day, sitting and eating for 500 years long, inventing threats to scare the foolish and the throng. When that life ended, I returned to the world's grime, killing others and falling into prison for my crime. Hellish punishment is to pay for the sins I had sown. Only when the debt is paid can I be released and known. I returned to live in this Saha world once more. Not daring to speak, I lamented at the core. Must I stay here forever in this cycle's trap? As I cried those few words I fell into a nap. Then Dipankara Buddha taught me in my sleep. To end birth and death a virtuous mind you must keep. Perform good deeds in a secret and quiet way. Do not let the world know what you do each day. Listen with a mind of pure stillness and grace. Listen to the Buddha's words in the tushita place. While listening to the teachings in that heavenly sky, in tushita heaven I understood why we live and die. Suddenly awakened, I ended birth and death's hold. Returning to the world born as a prince I was told. Living in the palace, a life of high noble state. My mission was to save thousands from their fate. Past the age of 20 I had to practice the way. Leaving the world to use effort in Zen each day. In the beginning I used effort and forced my might, torturing my body until it was thin and light. Next I sat beneath the shade of a tree, using logic to be a teacher for people to see. The listeners went out to boast and to proclaim, Gautama is a great master of wondrous fame. Many people like to draw near to my side. I taught them to let worldly desires subside. The world is a place of binding and chains. If you want to rest in nirvana, come here, I explained. Come here, I said, and I shall teach you this. If you want miracles, I will show you the bliss. I will teach you secret mantras free and grand, to transform great objects right where you stand. The mantra method is mystical and divine. A few magic words make the supreme power shine. Mankind likes the strange and the wondrous to see, so they came to learn earning money easily. Finally, I taught them the way to be at peace. It is pure Zen stillness where birth and death cease. When the listeners heard of pure Zen stillness light, they all left me. Few people remained in my sight. Turns out that worldly people love only the fun. They love to pray and prostrate so praise may be won. They love to be foolish, to be humble and odd, acting as children to receive grace from a supreme God. Now I know the nature of those in the mortal realm, using imagination, which young desires overwhelm. Therefore, morning and night they continue to toil, tiring the body so the mundane mind may uncoil. Of pure Zen stillness they say, it is insane. With many saying so, how can I advise or explain? Well then, I thought, let the young world go on. When they are weary, I will teach Zen at dawn. This part I respectfully present to you alone. Dipankara Buddha, let my witness be known. Tushita heaven's truth, I have understood whole. To guard against rebirth is the vow of my soul. I thank the mystical Buddha so grand. With 3 prostrations I present where I stand. I am now determined with a heart of gold and light, to spread the Zen teachings for the future's sight. The Tathagata's verse on the foolish man. There is a foolish man, using a rope to bind, binding himself in the strand, tightening the knot he designed. He laments his painful plight, praying for one to appear, to untie and set him right. Others see him and draw near. They speak to him and say, "Just let your hands go free. The rope will fall away. No longer bound you'll be." Hearing what they had to tell, he curses those who spoke. "I asked to break this spell. Your words are but a joke. I thought you had a wondrous way, reciting a secret mantra's sound, using effort in meditation each day, so the Buddhas may help the bound. Let the Bodhisattvas manifest, to save and set me free. Your nonsense is a pest. Let me meditate in peace, you see. Escape is certain for my soul. You are the one who is insane. Leave me to reach my goal. Mind your business, leave my pain." The Tathagata teaches clear. Mankind is exactly so. The way out is brought near. But they refuse to know. Believing they are in the right. Morning, evening, and the night, they prostrate, beg, and pray to help them find liberation's way. Refusing to learn or to inquire. Thinking they are wise and grand. Studying charms and mantras to acquire. Reciting Buddha or deity across the land. That man is far too foolish and blind. Every being faces birth and death's tide. They cannot save their own kind. So who can they save or guide? The Tathagata only teaches this. Just stop and finish. That is all. The rope snaps into bliss, naturally liberated from the fall. The foolish man not only refused to listen but also arrogantly and loudly declared the following. To practice meditation without using effort is a chaotic madness within this world's gate. Do not draw near to such a consort, lest you all go mad practicing pure Zen state. Chapter 23. The structure of a three realms and the universe in Zen Sect Buddhism. Within a three realms, which is entirely composed of yin and yang electromagnetism, it is divided into Ganji-san countless different yin and yang electromagnetism frequencies. The structure within each three realms is as follows. 1. The center of the three realms is a giant fire planet that burns continuously to generate and emit yang force. 2. At the outermost layer of the three realms, there are two layers of high-intensity yin and yang electromagnetism with two purposes. Yang electromagnetism pushes outward to prevent surrounding three realms from colliding with this one, creating a safety distance. Yin electromagnetism pulls inward with great strength. These two forces, combined with the outward pushing yang force from the fire planet, create a compressive pressure within a three realms. This forms four layers of yin and yang electromagnetism, which the Tathagata calls the four cyclic recurring spheres. The first cyclic recurring sphere. This is where 6 planets made of the 4 elements rest on this spherical surface, moving in an 8-direction, 4 cardinal point manner, returning to their original position every 365 days. Within this spherical space, there are Ganji-san countless planets serving as materials, such as metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. The second cyclic recurring sphere. This is where 11 planets, composed of yin and yang electromagnetism with 5 deep colors, rest on this spherical surface and move in an 8-direction, 4 cardinal point manner, returning to their original position every 3,650 days. The third cyclic recurring sphere. This is where 17 planets, composed of yin and yang electromagnetism with 12 colors, are divided into 2 regions. Region 1, 11 planets with shimmering and brilliant colors. Region 2, 6 planets with beautiful colors and stillness. These 17 planets rest on the surface of the third cyclic recurring sphere, moving in an 8-direction, 4 cardinal point manner, returning to their original position every 36,500 days. The fourth cyclic recurring sphere. This is where 11 planets, composed of colorless yin and yang electromagnetism, rest on the surface of the fourth cyclic recurring sphere, moving in an 8-direction, 4 cardinal point manner, returning to their original position every 365,000 days. View the cross-section model of the three-realm structure. The structure of a three realms is a solar system. Titles of the planets within a three realms. 1. The first cyclic recurring sphere has 6 planets composed of the 4 elements, including Purvavidaha, located to the east of the Sun, Apragyanaya, located to the west of the Sun, Uttarakuru, located to the north of the Sun, Jambudvipa, located to the south of the sun, also known as Nanyan Futi, which is this earth. Upper Simmeru, located above the sun. Lower Flame Radiance, located below the sun. 2. The second cyclic recurring sphere has 11 planets composed of yin and yang electromagnetism with 5 deep colors, called the Desire Realm Heavens, including Heaven of the Four Great Kings, Heaven of the Supreme God, also known as the Jade Emperor, Heaven of Devadeva, Heaven of Chakra, Trayastrimsha Heaven, Heaven of the 33, Suyama Heaven, Tushita Heaven, Nirmanaradi Heaven, Paranirmatavashavartan Heaven, Heaven of Brahma's Assembly, Heaven of Brahma's Ministers. 3a. The third cyclic recurring sphere includes 11 planets composed of yin and yang electromagnetism with 12 brilliant and shimmering colors, called the Form Realm Heavens, including Mahabrahma Heaven, Parataba Heaven, Minor Light, Apramanabha Heaven, Infinite Light, Abhasvara Heaven, Light Sound, Paratashubha Heaven, Minor Purity, Apramanashabha Heaven, Infinite Purity, Shubhakritsna Heaven, Pervasive Purity, Punyaprasava Heaven, Merit-born, Punyalakshana Heaven, Merit Love, Brihatphala Heaven, Abundant Fruit, Heaven of Adornment. 3b. This cyclic recurring sphere has 6 planets composed of yin and yang electromagnetism with 12 brilliant but still colors, called the 6 Pure Land Kingdoms, including East of the Sun, established by Lord Akshobhya Buddha. West of the Sun, established by Lord Amitabha Buddha. South of the Sun, established by Lord Kandrapratapa Buddha, Moonlight Buddha. North of the Sun, established by Lord Jvaladvaja Buddha, Flame Banner Buddha. Above the Sun, established by Lord Brahmagosa Buddha, Brahma Sound Buddha. Below the Sun, established by Lord Simha Buddha, Lion Buddha. 4. The fourth cyclic recurring sphere has 11 planets composed of colorless yin and yang electromagnetism, called the Formless Realm Heavens, including Heaven of Infinite Adornment, Heaven of Fruitful Realization of Adornment, Heaven of Non-Perception, Heaven of No Affliction, Heaven of No Heat, Heaven of Good Sight, Heaven of Good Manifestation, Akinistha Heaven, Ultimate Form, Maheshwara Heaven, Heaven of Neither Perception nor Non-Perception, Sphere of Neither Perception nor Non-Perception, Structure of the Universe, Structure of a Human Being,